I'm John Kohler.
And I'm Neil Shigley. We've come together to form Kohler Shigley with a shared vision and passion for creating sculpture on a massive scale. The incredible thing about having a partner that you share this vision with is that I can conceive of a drawing, and once John takes it and begins to build it, he enters into it with all his experience, passion, artistic ability, and he creates something that I might not have had in mind. He might not have had it in mind from when we started. So between the two, in between, there exists this thing that happens, which for us, that's the exciting thing, to see what the end product is. In some cases, it happens in front of us. It happens to us.
And it's unexpected. It's something we don't expect. And it's a great way to enter into this because I can pull a two-dimensional sketch from your book. I can interpret it the way I see it, put it in 3 dimensions. We learn something new from that. Well, I tell you, when we first stumbled on Bolinas and we started working through this shape, we did realize the movement here, but something that fascinated, I think, both of us was to see how it moves when it interacts with the wind, how the reflections come off the buildings, the water, the surrounding, the birds, the sky in the background. All of these things were something that we stumbled on as we developed these shapes, and I think that was a big home run.
And I think people have mentioned, and I agree, that there's no vantage point that you can photograph this to get the ultimate shot, because it's changing every time you look at it. The ability to walk around it is one thing, but the fact that on top of walking around it, with every view you can have, it's moving. So it's an infinite number of images here, which the exciting part for me as an artist is again taking it away from that flat surface and having this 3-dimensional vision constantly moving.
Yeah, it's really interesting because my favorite part of creating the sculpture is right here, is making these scale models, is being 100% creative, putting no limitations on what we're building, coming up with a shape, a form, giving it movement, playing off of Neil's input. We both come together where we can design freely, we can create what comes to mind. It doesn't have to be a certain way, it is however it is, and we learn from it. As I mentioned earlier, one of the most exciting parts is here in the creative realm, where we're taking infinite possibilities and we're reducing them down into one direction. We're creating something that moves us. That's very exciting in the beginning. At the end, my favorite part is the installation, is the testing, the proving. We're done with our creation. We're putting it out there in the world, and we release that, and it brings a lot of life to me to see people react from something that we've created and something that they don't expect.
Being an artist for my entire life, creating artwork is again, it's been my passion forever, and now to have this ability to see anything I can create on a massive scale, John can take it and build it. We both, again, have these particular talents that come together for this thing that's greater than the both of us, which is an amazing situation for me. Several years ago, wandering the beach in Northern California, came upon a pillar of rocks in this vast expanse. As I walked around these rocks, I was struck by the different shapes that took from every angle the same object. And from that time on, I realized that my art did not have to take the shape of a flat canvas anymore, that I could create work that I could walk around. And I've been consumed by sculpture ever since.
doing as I begin to develop a three-dimensional shape from this two-dimensional concept is to start making patterns that have the shape that I feel could work in a three-dimensional form. I use these patterns to look at from all different angles, and the important thing is that the shape, maybe this shape, works with this shape from all perspectives. This is a 1/12 scale, so 12 times bigger is what we're going to have. And I've made my templates in a digital format where I can recreate them 12 times bigger, exact proportions. I've put bearings in so that it has rotation, kinetic energy. It stores the energy and it releases the energy. That's kinetic energy. So it makes it balance back and forth. And I can see movement.
All the way around. Comes back up and kind of stalls out for a minute.
Our vision is to install these sculptures all over the world.
And we would hope that if we can take massive steel shapes and make them move effortlessly in the wind, that we could inspire people to go beyond their limits and believe in the power of their imagination.